recording, streams coming up. Stand by.
Now I'm hungry. Food.
All right. We're live.
Hey guys, we're talking about food here. I'm starting to get really hungry. We're fixing to go live again with Life in the Smokies with Laura. So you got to watch it. And that little button down there that says share, click it. Share it. Get your mom to share it. Get your daddy to share it. Get everybody you know to share it. Give us your little comments and tag people, and we will tag you and we will get you on our page because you want to be a part of this. You need to see our shows, and make sure that you like us, heart us, smiley faces, thumbs up us, do all those cool little emoji thingies in that Facebook world that y'all do, and make sure that you watch the next episode and all the other episodes of Our Town in Sevierville and In My Shoes and all the other cool shows going on here at Mountain Fun Life that Bob Denny's got going on here, because this place is rocking, baby. We'll see you in a few minutes. Check out Bass Militia's great apparel. The Bass Militia fishing team is a brotherhood of fishermen, helping out each other and helping to raise money for veterans and military personnel. So be a part of the Bass Militia fishing team. Go to www.bassmilitia.com and be a part of a great team. You can also find them on Facebook. Bass Militia is a proud sponsor of Life in the Smokies with Laura. Thanks, Bass Militia. Hey guys, welcome back to Life in the Smokies with Laura, and I'm Laura. And guys, thank you so much. I just want to say thank you to Bass Militia for being our awesome sponsor. Thanks, Mario. And another shout out to my BFF, B. Thanks, B. You rock. So this is Miss Jan. Thank you for being back on our show.
You're welcome.
And she is our wonderful storyteller. And I just loved our last episode with you. You had some of the coolest things to say, and I want to hear about some more of those ghost stories you were talking about. I love ghost stories.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Me too.
Yeah.
They explain the impossible.
Mm-hmm.
First, I want to say I'm the corresponding secretary for the Smoky Mountain Storytellers Association, and we've been doing this, spinning tales around Knoxville, since 1994. And we do have a Facebook page, and it's called Smoky Mountain Storytellers Association. And we run different things there and let you know what's going on. And we've got a couple of shows coming up. Wilderness Wildlife Week. We will be telling tall tales from the mountains. And on the same day, and that is on May 12th, and on the same day we'll be at Vienna Coffee House in Maryville.
Okay.
Telling stories from 6:30 to 6 to 7. So we have fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the ghosty things. And I thought, well, I've always seen things that people don't see, and hear things they don't always hear. But once upon a time, about 1990, we bought this old house. And it was about 100 years old, and it was known as Frank Jenkins Tenant House. And it was out on Chapman Highway, 100-year-old, great big house. And it was a little bit wonky. The floors weren't level, we had one door that would open, and the windows were not quite right. But it was an old house, and I knew we could make it beautiful. And my husband was a carpenter, and I did what I could. I can paint and put up drywall, stuff like that. And so we started fixing it up. And we noticed that there was something strange going on. See, the lights would come on and go off. We had one door that went to the upstairs part, and that would just open by itself. We thought, well, it's an old house. It's probably not level. Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe the electricity's out. And we kind of got used to it. Of course, having the TV turn on by itself at 3 o'clock in the morning was a little startling.
Oh, yeah.
But the one that made me craziest, the thing that just bothered me the most was I had this little radio that sat up on top of the refrigerator in the kitchen, and it was turquoise. And it had 2 knobs, on, off, or change station, you know? And I would put it on like soft rock or something like that, and it would turn itself off. And then when you weren't waiting for it or weren't expecting it, it would turn itself on. And it was always at a different station. It was not soft rock, it would be like gospel music or jazz. And I thought, oh, that's so strange. That was so strange. And I started,
Yeah.
we kind of joked about it, being Frank, who used to live there, built the house. And in fact, when we were cleaning the house out, it took 5 truckloads to take off all the garbage we found, because people just left it there. It was abandoned for a while. And we were getting it straightened around. It was looking pretty good. Hardwood floors, you know, great big place, about 3,000 square feet. And we did find a couple of treasures. Up in the attic there was this certificate, and it read from the USS Enterprise, and it was going to the Empire of Japan in July of 1943. And it was made out to Frank Jenkins. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I framed it and hung it up. It was got all the scribey work on it and a picture of Neptune, and it was really neat.
Yeah.
Well, time went on, and we just kind of got used to the on and off stuff that was happening. The window slamming shut didn't help. Well, one Saturday morning I got up and I realized we didn't have any bread. Well, we were only 3 miles from Sevierville, so we just jumped in the car, and this was a while ago. We left the doors unlocked. We were just be gone 5 minutes, come back, and my husband's sister, Mary Helen, had walked into my house and gone into my kitchen, and she was busy baking biscuits. And she said, oh, I saw where you didn't have any biscuits nor bread, so I'm making you some biscuits. Well, she makes fantastic biscuits. Well, I thought, well, Mary Helen, I didn't think you'd want to come in here because, you know, the place is haunted. She says, oh, it can't possibly be. And I told her about the windows slamming shut, the door opening and closing, and the TV and everything. And she said, oh, Chaw, that's nonsense. And then she bent over to put her pan of biscuits in the oven, and that radio came on. And it was going, I love rock and roll. And she stood up and looked around. She walked over, picked up her purse, and walked out of the house and never came back. Never came back. So I felt bad about that. She's a nice lady. Nice lady. She'd always give me, you know, flowers out of her garden and stuff. And then one day we met this fella. He had bought a piece of property out behind us, and he was building a house. And I said, what's your name? He said, I'm David Jenkins. I said, David Jenkins? Are you any relation to Frank? And he said, that's my grandpa. He said, I've got something for you. And I took him in, and he looked at the house because he remembered it when he was a child, playing in there, going to dances, singings and such. And I gave him that certificate, and he was so happy.
Wow, that's so special.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
And it was really nice. And then one day I had been doing really good. I had been doing really good. I cleaned that whole house. And if you've ever lived on a construction site, it takes a little doing because there's always sawdust or plaster dust or something. And I did a fine job of cleaning. I rewarded myself. I had a Nora Roberts romance novel.
Love Nora Roberts.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know how when you get to page 82, it starts getting interesting?
Oh, girl. Oh, yeah. That's when the good stuff
The
starts
mushy
happening.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The mushy stuff. And I had taken that novel out to the front porch, and I was sitting on the swing, just swinging back and forth and reading. And I glanced up. Now, from that swing, I could look right through the front windows. And it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and there was a man standing there. And he was tall and lanky with great big hands. You know those farmer hands?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought my husband had come home from work, and I was so deep into the novel that I didn't hear him. So I jumped up and I said, "Their supper will be ready in just a little while." I run into the house. There was nobody there. Nobody there. Except maybe Frank. Maybe he came back to visit and was just standing there waiting for the piano to start playing. I don't know. And that's the truth. And the house is still standing out on Chapman Highway.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is crazy. You sold the house?
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
It was too much for just the two of us.
To keep up.
Yeah. Because it was like 10 rooms, and there was 3 bathrooms and stairs and that whole thing. And you get to a point where you really don't want to clean that much.
Yeah.
But we had fun with it while we were there.
So that didn't creep you out or anything?
Yeah, it creeped me out.
But you still stayed there?
Where was I going to go? You know, I could buy another house, but it might be haunted too.
Oh,
So,
well.
It might not be the house that was haunted, it might be me. Because, like, how much time I got? 3 minutes?
Yes, ma'am.
My family farm is haunted. It's up upstate New York. It's been in the family since 1860. And men folk have a visitor when they go there. And you hear all of them saying, like, "I looked in the mirror and it wasn't me looking back." Or, "I looked out the second-story window and there was a man standing out there, but there was no ground underneath him." And it seemed he always spoke to the men folk. And there's a rumor, and it's pretty substantiated, it was my great-grandfather, because he lived in the house. And he was kind of a peculiar person. And we were there visiting my cousin about 5 years ago. And I had gone to get dressed and ready for bed, you know. My husband was laying in there on the bed, and he told me when I walked back in, he said, "Do you know what happened?" And I said, "No, what?" He said, "I was laying there minding my own business, and a man spoke my name, said, 'Charles Hedrick, get up.' And it must have been your great-grandfather, because he didn't like it when his women folk were with men." And that's the truth.
Whoa.
So strange things happen here. There's Charles' mom, my mother-in-law. She told stories that would raise the hair on your arms for about 2 hours. You'd get cramps in your hairs on your arm.
Oh my gosh.
Her stories came from her grandmother, who had survived the Civil War in Knoxville.
Wow.
And things that had happened then. But storytelling is a great tradition, and it makes you not want to go into the woods at night. But it's kind of like a warning, you know, that this could happen to you too.
Yeah.
But we have fun with stories.
Yeah. I love hearing stories, especially the spooky ones, because that stuff is, I don't know, I just like it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's a
intriguing.
mystery. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a mystery
Yeah.
what really happened.
I always wondered, the house that I live in now, I always wondered if it would be haunted because There was actually 2 old men had passed away at different times in it, inside of it. And so I was like, always wondering, always looking for signs like, I wonder if I'm going to see like, and like anytime some little something would happen, if I like waited, and I would like wait for it to be silent, I would be like, okay, was that John or was that other little old man? Because I knew both of them, because I live right next door to my mom, and so I knew both of them, and because that's where I was raised, and so I'd seen both of these families in this house, and so it was a little bit interesting, and so I'd always wait. Do
you find things get moved?
No,
no,
nothing. And so, and like I've always like wondered, like if something's going to happen. I've not had anything like that happen. So
maybe it doesn't happen to you.
I don't know.
It happens to me.
But anyways, well, thanks so much for being on the show again, Miss Jan.
Glad to do it. You have a great day.
Thanks, Sam. You too, guys. Thanks for tuning in again, and don't forget, climb a mountain and have fun in life. See ya. Check out Bass Militia's great apparel. The Bass Militia Fishing Team is a brotherhood of fishermen, helping out each other and helping to raise money for veterans and military personnel. So be a part of the Bass Militia Fishing Team. Go to www.bassmilitia.com and be a part of a great team. You can also find them on Facebook. Bass Militia is a proud sponsor of Life in the Smokies with Laura. Thanks, Bass Militia!